Hello.
Very happy to be in Miami.
Ah.
First time I show my work in Miami. Second time I show my work in the States. First time was in Washington with the Gallery Nomad. And the experience was very interesting. And now we're here in Florida, so it's wonderful. It's for me very interesting to move with your work out of your country. I live in Belgium. I worked for already 40 years in art, and I love to move with my work and travel. So I have a lot of opportunities to show in different countries, in Portugal, Iceland, the States, and it's very important for Belgian artists because we are a small country and we need to expand.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's really a pleasure to meet you. You have wonderful energy and it's really great work.
Thank you.
I'm excited by this very austere and yet color
Yes.
oriented work.
Yes, my work is all about, you can see about color, reflection, space, light, and also the time you take to look at the work is very important because I come from perhaps very influenced when I was younger by the minimalism. But I think my work now tends to something more poetic and more atmospheric also.
I agree. It doesn't have the Spartan quality of minimalism.
No, and perhaps even more romantic
Yes.
in a term. But still, I use all those elements, is geometry, structure, space, and still is how to put all those things together and work on a sort of new geometry also. So this is
Geometry.
important, and my work also, in the beginning I worked on canvas and the frame was the painting, and after I changed the canvas, well, I stopped to work on canvas and I decided to work more on the idea of a structure who takes part of the wall also. Wall is part of my painting. It's as important.
Yeah, exactly. You frame the space.
Yes, I frame the space in different ways, and also it's about the type of light in which you see the work is very different. You can see it in very dark, no light, and you can physically feel the painting. So something very atmospheric for me also. Donc ça c'est très important. Sorry,
No, that's great. Please do. Feel comfortable.
And it's very one of the most important part of my work. So also how I can see my work in different ways, in different installations and in different lights. So it's a ever-changing work. You know, it's something you can fix in a moment and you see it perhaps 1 or 2 hours later. It's changing with the light or the atmosphere.
Well, what I like is the way that the work invites you to come closer, to peek at it. It makes you want to do this, yes. And it's a very intimate experience to lean in and see that little bit of color. And it's something sensual when you just see a little bit of color peeking through. And then over here with this one, the subject matter is more clearly the color.
The work you see here, this work is all new works.
Yes.
So this is already in traditional the way I work, but I
Yes.
decided to begin to put color in frontal.
Yes,
Also, because
in the foreground.
I'm a painter. First,
Yes.
I'm not a sculptor, I'm a painter.
Yes.
So it's very important to create also colors, like something you cannot define. It's not only applied color, it's layers of colors, very diluted, and it gives a deepness in each color. So it's not like you take a blue or yellow of a pot and you paint, you just brush it all over. It's not an all over, it's a work on layers of colors also.
What kind of paint do you use?
I use acrylic.
Acrylic, and do you use it like water it or
Yes, I use it
Thin.
very film.
Yes.
film.
Like with acrylic release.
Yes, exact.
Yeah.
And the color applied the behind of the painting is fluorescent acrylic paints
Yes.
applied directly on the wood. And what is interesting is also it's changing, perhaps like the density of the color you put change the shadows also. So I work on different kinds of application of the color also. More diluted or more thick.
Nice. And then let's look over here at these beautiful drawings. These people over here are enjoying them.
Yes, this is a work I do for a few years already. It's related directly to the paintings. You can see very geometric.
Yes.
And I work with silkscreen. I'm also a silkscreen teacher in an art school in Belgium.
Excellent.
And so I print the paper and I cut it and fold it. And so the reflection, you never see directly the color printed, but you see the reflections and the shadows of the paper on the quadrat, the surface.
I find these works really sexy, really appealing. Like they're like, again, that little peekaboo of color, the slit. It reminds maybe a little Fontana, tiny bit, that slit.
Yeah, I worked also, I have different formats. I work bigger or smaller, but for me the small pieces are very interesting because they're more like a little universe, very small. You can catch really all the different way of looking. And so that's a work I do already for a few years also. And it's my work on paper. So it's a way of working and printing, another way.
Nice. It's really, really lovely. It makes me very happy. Beautiful colors, beautiful structure. I like the emphasis on structure, the architectural focus. Very deliberate, very intelligent, sophisticated work. It makes me very happy. With a very good, warm energy. Up.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you to you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you, both
Absolutely.
of you.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to tell me before we go?
Well, I think what's important in the stand here in the gallery is the work put together. I think it's very important how the galleries choose our two works to be put together. One is very more contemplative and the other one is more illustrative. So I think it's interesting, and we both work with wood.
With wood.
So
That seems to be the theme here.
Yeah.
The wood. I identified that yesterday.
It's really not. It's not on purpose. It's
Subconscious.
We know our work, each other, and the galleries put us together. So
Nice.
we already did a few shows together.
Nice. It does show well together. And you know, I was going to ask you about the wood. You mentioned something interesting to me about the wood yesterday. You said it was an African wood?
Yes, it's an African wood I find in Belgium. Very light. It's very dry. It's very important for the work because we live in a country where it rains a lot, humidity. So the wood stays really stable.
Nice.
So that's important, and the quality also I like it because it's very neutral. Perhaps
Yeah,
I
it is.
will try other kind of woods later on, but I like it because it's very neutral.
It is.
It's a little like when you work in architecture and you make models, you use balsa or things very neutral, and it reminds me this type of wood also.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.